Let me
and
ask
good
you this.
quality is key.
Let me ask you this about hydration. I've seen it in sports a little bit now with given IVs. Giving an athlete an IV or so forth. Do you think that that's something that should be given, or is that something that maybe in extreme circumstances, or why would you even do that for an athlete?
It's interesting that you bring that question up. We had talked before this. So
No.
yesterday I got a call from a, a guy who was very concerned about high school athletics. Actually, the guy played with Roger Starbucks on the Navy team, you know.
Wow.
And so he's very into it. He's a serious athlete. And we were talking about these coaches and what happens. These kids go through, or not kids, these athletes go through double sessions. Let's take football, but any sport where you're pushing your athlete beyond imagination, whether it's wrestling, whatever it is. All these things have an effect. Negative thermogenesis have an effect. So you're in a state of hydration, and you have the environmental negative thermogenesis effect taking place because it's hot out, and you have exercise associated negative thermogenesis, which is because you're wearing a pad, you're performing in the heat, and then on top of that, you're wearing a helmet and pads and other clothing, which maximizes the retention of heat. So you have nothing but craziness going on in an athlete in a negative sense. And hydration, just okay, we're gonna and it used to be, at least when I played a million years ago, what was we don't want the water. We literally had a water bucket and a ladle, and everybody would be drinking out of that thing, you know. But then the coach toughened us up, you know. You don't take that water, toughen up. That was stupid. So I mean, we did so many stupid things. So 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 you have an aluminum the galvanized bucket, and the guy would run out, the water boy would run out with it and have that. No, believe me, it was nice to get that water. We didn't care who was drinking out of it.
Right.
So and so reality, we were talking about that. So one day I was in my office and at the store, and all of a sudden this blue truck pulls up, bunch of high school kids wearing their football, come right from football practice. The coaches sent the kids to take this one guy who was having heat stroke, and his body was going into convulsions. Put him in the back of the truck and told him to take him to the emergency room. They didn't even want to wait for that. You know where they took him? They took him to my store. And the kids were so educated, so knowledgeable about sports nutrition. This is in the 80s now, okay? 80s and 90s, early 90s. They knew so much about it. They came to me, and they came in, grabbed the electrocards, put it in water, and slowly started giving it to them, put cold cloth on them to change the thermic effect. Change everything from the negative thermogenic effects of environment and exercise and clothing, and instill the electrolytes needed with water for hydration. So you can do an intravenous thing at the hospital and not get the kind of recovery that those kids did with an electrolyte formula that was based on the physiology that God intended in the human body. So that's what happens with those cases. And that's the product, and there's still not a product out there like that yet. You know, Gatorade's trying to do stuff, but they're still junk.
It's really crazy. Okay, all right. What one more question? I'm talking about misconceptions. Okay, misconceptions with nutraceuticals, with supplements out there. What are some of the common ones?
Well, they see. Let me see. What's the most common one? I'm going to stay to too up on what the common ones are, you know.
Or
Uh,
just in general misconceptions. Um,
about
like
supplements,
when it comes to supplements, yes.
yeah. Well, the main thing is, oh, you need protein. You need protein, okay? So everybody says, oh, you got to get this protein. Well, this is how much protein? What type of protein? You know, when do you take the protein? Protein, uh, is it bioavailable? Will 30 grams of protein assimilate as quickly as water, or will it take longer? So the longer it takes, the more you have a negative effect. So protein, just taking in protein, doesn't satisfy. And how much protein do you need? So those are that's one of the misconceptions. And then they want to some of the, you know, I haven't been dealing with athletes in quite a while on that aspect.
Well, I mean,
You know,
just any kind of
let
misconceptions
me
on
think about.
on supplements. I mean, it's like how much vitamin C does somebody take, or is there are there wonder supplements? Are these supplements that, hey, if I take this, I'm going to lose a lot of weight? I mean, I hear about those
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
the miracle supplements out there. Uh, there's no easy fix. You know, everybody wants an easy fix, but there's not. You gotta if you're gonna try to lose weight, and that's a misconception off the bat. Uh, I had a situation with a strength coach, and they wanted his athlete. This is a Division I school. This is a Division I school, and they brought me down there. That they ended up being the national champs that year, and we had Derek Lassick and Jay Butler. They were uh, they were captains of the team, and they won the national championship. Well, the strength coach uh, didn't want his athlete to gain weight. He wanted to lose weight. So the kid was 300 something pounds, 305 pounds. He was a big kid. Not heavy. He wasn't heavy at all. I mean, fat. His percent of fat was down. So the coach wanted him to get down to 285, 290, something like that. So here's the kid. I got him on a program, and his percent of body fat's going down. He's setting all the times for sprints, for the mile, everything that the coach wanted him to attain to. And here he is, he's gaining the weight. He got up to 310, 315. And the coach, athletic trainer was mad as all heck because he wanted him down to 285, 290. Here's the kid gaining weight, but he's setting all the standards that this guy wanted him to meet. So, so one of the misconceptions is, oh, you just got to lose weight. Oh, so they get the guy on the scale, and they put the person on the scale, and they go, oh, I'm losing. Oh, look, he's losing weight. Well, weight is not what you. They're thinking of weight as, oh, I'm losing a mass. What type of mass? You don't want to lose muscle mass. That means you're not very efficient. You know. Let me see. Did I get lost here? Are we still there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I don't see anybody.
Oh, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. As long as you're there. So anyway, so I have this. So it's not a matter of losing weight. It's the type of weight that you want to lose. So you don't want to lose muscle mass because muscle mass is important in your performance and for health. So you want to lose body fat. So that's why the computer program I wrote did an analysis of what was happening to an athlete. So we put him on the scale and we knew what he was doing. He was gaining muscle, losing muscle, gaining fat, losing fat, whatever it was. And so at least we knew what was going on. So that was the important thing. So one of the misconceptions is, hey, just eat a lot. I had a guy tell me the other day, oh, what we do for our kids in high school is we just have them take an extra boost. We have them take 300 calories extra, add it to their meals, and that's how they're gaining weight. What kind of weight are they gaining? What? So you give them boosters. Have you ever tried boosters? Terrible. So
No,
anyway,
I would
yeah,
never do that.
they were awful, aren't they? Oh man!
I,
And
I,
plus, they got nothing in it. So your circadian balance, that thing
all
is
those
loaded with nutrients.
all those drinks, I would never try any of them. I mean,
Well, I
no.
did it. I did an experiment when I was in the hospital recovering from a year of surgeries. I They said, "Oh, you can have this." I said, "Let me try." I tried that one. I tried the Nestle one. I tried them all. I took a sip. I couldn't eat it. I said, "Get this stuff out of here." But calorie wise, yeah, you take in
Sure.
calories and you
Sure.
put it. And the guy was, and so he thinks he's doing something good, but maybe the kids are gaining fat and losing muscle, and that's why I wrote that computer program. That's why the Chinese invited me, because they heard about my program and what was happening with my athletes. So those are the things. That's a misconception. Eat more calories to gain weight for a kid that's everybody. Because we get people. My wife has people that she works with, and their kids that want to gain weight and stuff like that. A lot of them are kind of sickly too. So the reality of it is, just eat more calories is not the answer, because you can be putting the wrong kind of weight on the person. You can be
Right.
creating
Right.
a situation where more cholesterol is built up. They affect their whole life, and they'll be carrying more unwanted weight. You know, and so and that's the other thing. Oh, to lose weight, just cut out calories. No, no, you because that's a farce too, because when you cut out calories, and everybody, even not too bright nutritionists know it, that when you cut your calories down, your body adjusts to it. So you can go down to 800 calories a day, 800 calories a day, and end up gaining more body fat than if you were having 3,000 calories a day. If you know what you're doing, chemistry's chemistry, whether it's in a test tube or it's in the human body. So those are pretty simple things.
That-
But that's the misnomers that, like you said, those are some of the misnomers. Now that you're thinking about it,
it's crazy, man. This has been very enlightening. I know. I mean, these are things that you and I have talked about for years upon years, literally decades. Uh,
decade, yeah, yeah.
and now, kind of getting a chance to have you share them so other people can kind of understand. And what I think people got to understand is it's not just sports. It's for anybody that is trying to, get in better shape. If you're a weekend warrior, if you're somebody that's a fitness advocate or somebody that is, it doesn't matter what level. Doesn't matter if you're at high school, college, pros, if you're in your 50s, whatever it might be, nutrition is nutrition. And it
And
doesn't.
it's even more important when you have a sick child or an elderly parent. You have an elderly parent in a nursing home. You have somebody that's in the hospital recovering from surgeries. Micronutrients, sports nutrients, so-called sports nutrients, are important for tissue regeneration, for tissue reconstruency. These things are important for healing, period. And more important for someone who's really, really sick in a hospital.
I mean, you take what people find out because sports are so popular and there's so much money generated in it that science and what understanding happens, comes through sports with so many, but that's those same principles, they don't change. Science doesn't change whether it's sports or not sports. Science is science, nutrition is nutrition, right?
God created it. All I ever did was, we developed our products back in the early 80s. It's a little while ago, before there wasn't all these fancy places out there. Nobody, they don't know what they're doing now. Never mind back then. So we developed it because I was working in a nursing home. I'd visit nursing homes, and I would meet people, and we went through that whole story one time. But that's how we developed our first product. And then the athletes came on to being the same thing because they were sick. So a lot of the nutritional sports line that we developed actually developed on trying to minister to people to deal with girls who were anorexic. We had girls who were in hospitals, anorexia, and elderly people in their 80s losing weight. And that's how I got to write my computer program, too. So all these things came from biblical revelations and had applications physiologically and still do. And not too many people pay attention to it, though. So.
Yeah, it's a true statement. Hey, man, it was good. It was good catching up. Good listening to some great stuff. Talking sports, the Reds and the Titans, and there's so much sports that are going on. It makes things fun. And hey, you know, your son got me this shirt, by the way.
Yeah,
My wife loves it. My wife loves it.
Oh yeah.
She loves it so much that if she could burn it today, she would. That's how much she loves
it. You tell I get a nice sweatshirt too, right? Official team sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Facts podcast. Another week with Big Feijo.